Hey, hello to you, the season few. We're here with Angry Man Rants. It's been a long time since we did this again. And first episode was pretty controversial, right? Everybody hated it, everybody loved it. So we're going to go ahead and do another one on something that I feel like I can only give my opinion on. Because, who am I to give my opinion on things that I haven't done before? Right, so I've performed plenty of places. It's gotten wild, and of course, I love the music scene when it gets wild. It's the best. That's kind of why you go to a concert, because you're gonna experience things that you would never experience otherwise. We're gonna talk about the Travis Scott incident at AstroWorld here in Houston. I'm not gonna show the video. I can't. It's pretty bad. There are a few videos out there actually that I found. I want you to go out there and do your own research, as you always should. Don't trust a source. At least don't trust one source. Go out there and find multiple sources, multiple places that give the information that you're looking for, because you're going to find that they probably don't give it the same exact way and from the same exact angle. So, with that being said, I personally, my opinion on this situation is I've always known Travis Scott's shows to get wild, and he asks them to mosh. Right? And people had already burst through the gates. Or I guess there was an incident. Wasn't there? I don't know. But there was an incident where people burst through a gate, and it looked really bad in the video. I don't know if that was there's a video out there that says that it is at AstroWorld, and it is horrible. People screaming, not giving a damn about anything other than, I guess, a closer seat to see their leader. Because in essence, when we talk about followers, right, on Twitch, Facebook, and of course my subscribers here to the Solo Season Universe, when we talk about you being an influencer, right, and like in all essence, we talk about things like it's just a really weird world now, because Stalin had followers, right? Putin, Hitler, Pol Pot, you know what I mean? These people have followers. So when we talk about an uneducated base that is easily influenced, who's really responsible for that? Do we hold Travis Scott accountable the way we would someone of like a small country, like the way that the United Nations would go after a country for, or at least not after a country, after a leader, an influencer, makes a bad decision, Who do we go after? Are we going after the fans for this? Because we've always known these fans to, come on, man. I'm the epitome of a middle class, like lower middle class American. Or honestly, not even American, a human. Not black, not white, not, any like Asian American. We're all, in essence, we're going through the same thing, no matter what color we are. Your demographic makes a lot of it. What you're eating, what you're driving, how you're living, what clothes, your demographic, geography matters. There's a lot of things that go into it, clearly. But in essence, we're really all going through the same thing. Once you're down here, when there's levels of upper middle class, and of course the elite. When you're living up there with no worries at all. We all know. I hope at least you understand what I'm getting. You know that there's not everybody living the same, but there's a majority of us that are listening right now that definitely understand the whole. I have multiple children, maybe some mistakes, criminal history. Basically, what it is a lack of guidance. You know what I mean? That's really what it boils down to, is who was there to show these kids while mom was at work. And I'm not going to get into like, the super nuances of what everybody's trying to talk about when we talk about institutional, I'm not even going to talk it like race is just slavery in a sense, like people for profit, people for profit, people for profit. My little town that I just came from, Vermont, just had some huge, thing go on there. People for profit, right? So the idea of music is people for, or at least the way I view music is, I give you a piece of my soul, I give you a piece of my life, and if that piece kind of like resonates, then that we all kind of become a whole, you know what I mean? In a sense, we put all our little pieces together, and as fans, or like family, as I like to call it, I'm not necessarily a leader, and I have followers. I don't think of you guys as like followers, but I definitely look at myself as someone who, I'm just trying to get it out there. I'm just trying to figure it out, and I'm not afraid to say it how I see it, right? And I'm not afraid to listen either. So I've been listening a lot lately. And this incident specifically, I feel like I should speak out about, because I've been through it, because you've seen me fall off chairs, and like literally the thing you want so much is for a crowd to mosh for you, right? And go crazy for you. But what if a 10-year-old's involved, man? What happens if they don't follow the mosh rules? And a mom goes down. 8 people dead. Hundreds injured. Who's responsible for that now? Do we just blame the crowd? Or, I haven't seen videos. This is more or less one of those moments where I'm just asking, like, you, the seasoned few. Again, I'm not trying to be a leader. I'm not trying to go out there and influence anybody. I'm asking a question because I personally feel like we need to find a middle ground on this. It was a concert, man. People just getting out of COVID. Like, did he ask them to mosh? I know he always asks them to mosh. That's part of his set. He always does that. I don't know. You guys tell me, man. You guys get in that comment section and let me know what you think. Who's really to blame, right? I've been a security guard before as well, at raves, heavy metal concerts. Like, there's a point, even as a security guard, where it's like, that it's gonna happen, right? And come on, man, you guys know me. I can talk anyone down off a ledge. I'll even mosh with you, just keep it safe. We all know the rules of partying hard. That's been the same since the 50s, No matter what we're doing, it's still the same, once you're here, we all know you're kind of like trapped in that little world of, you get it. We've been doing the same thing for a long time. I think this is the way we change it up. We have to look at one another, give a fuck, even if it's through a camera, even if it's through subscribing, getting in the comment section, and let me know what you guys think, because it just brings me to a point where I'm just like, wow, I really asked people to go crazy for me. Our parties were kind of nuts. I know some people got hurt at our parties. It's just a big moment for me and an eye opener when we talk about it being an influence on this planet, right? An influencer, a musician, an artist. Are you drawing tomato cans? Or are you drawing provocative, things that can be interpretive as, what are we doing here? And without a clear-cut conversation as to one human to another as to what we're doing, what perspective we're coming from, we're never going to understand it. And on the other hand, if that's what you want, if you just want to throw some, what do you call those, Horseshack tests out there? If you just want to throw some milk on the floor and say, hey, what do you think that is? You just want to call it art, and charge people for it, so be it. If that's what you want to do, is just hibbity bibbity all over the place, and hey, and if that's what people want, I guess that's the conversation we're gonna have. But I asked today, right now, who do you guys think is to blame? Did Travis Scott ask them to mosh? Even ask it after they blew through the gates? Has this happened before and wasn't reported? The way it's been reported now, I had looked it up and it didn't. I mean, people have died at concerts before, but this is the videos and things. It just, you guys, be safe out there. You never know what's going to turn into a catastrophe, thanks to the fact that I don't think humans are communicating anymore. So shout out to you, the season few, man. Let's get down with the communication and figure out what's going on here. Who do you guys think against to blame? And the only reason I ask that particular question, who the blame falls on, is because we have to get to the root of what caused it, so we can get over it, right? People are so afraid to get to the root of what caused it because it might hurt a little bit. Critical race theory, things like that. People have very touchy subjects on that. It's gonna hurt talking about how great grandma didn't want great grandpa to go to school with them together. It's gonna hurt. It happened. I talked to my great grandma. I'm 32. I looked at my grandma, my great grandma, who had, still had residual marks but physical marks on her body from slavery when she was a child. So it's not that long ago, guys. The institution that we're talking about was built around people for profit. So when we talk about Travis Scott, Kylie Jenner, Pete Davidson, the whole thing that we always talk about, the whole Illuminati theories, when we start talking about that, it really just boils down to people talking to people. Information, right? Where are you getting your information? So, here today, I'm asking a moral question. Go and find the information about this horrible incident and come back. Talk to me. Tell me what you think about it, and I'll definitely respond. Thank you to you, the season few, for coming through. This is Angry Man Reactions. Not so angry, right? Should I do something like... Should I throw something around? No, this is all vintage stuff. I'm not throwing anything around. But I'm upset, for sure. I'm like a parent mad at a child. I'm just a musician in the same... I just want to figure it out because I've done some dumb things on stage, but it's only harmed me. I'm like, oh, I can't say that either. People's choices, man. People's choices. When you set up an arena to be crazy, people are going to boil over, especially in these crazy times. See? And that's why I'm debating with myself. And I'd rather debate with you, the season few. Hit that comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for coming through. And as always, stay seasoned. Hello to you this season.